And we're live. Good evening, everyone. It is Sunday, May 29th. The time is a little after 7:30 p.m. and welcome to another Sunday Night Stumbles. I see a lot of people have already joined in. Harjot is here, Brad Palmer, Marie Palmer, Vivian Johnson, Stephen Collins, Michael Stern, Gertej, Marg H. Jeanette Morales is here. Hello, Jeanette. I'm not giving you preferential treatment. I just felt like saying that. Hello, Dave in Bangor, Maine. Alex gets around TO. Colette, Whitby Dude, Cody Shaw, The Magic Entertainer, Chris Orr, Michael Nguyen, Yukasa. Good evening. And yep, we're going to do this again, although we are starting a new streak. I intentionally broke the streak yesterday. I think it was 15 consecutive days in a row of streaming I had. And funny story, I was going to go downtown last night and do a live stream. And I was like, scooter, walking, e-bike. I'll put up a poll and I'll ask and I'll just go out and do whichever option wins the poll. And then I started playing ping pong on my Quest 2. That's the VR headset I bought that showed up on my stream, or I opened it on my stream on Friday night. And I started playing ping pong and it is hyper realistic. And I was like, okay, I'll just play this for like 20-30 minutes. And then I started playing online, and I was playing online versus some guy, and we just start talking, and the next thing I know, like an hour went by of just me and some random dude playing ping pong. And I shit you not, it is super, super realistic, like almost indistinguishable from really playing. So that's what I did last night. I was planning on streaming, but I thought, let's just have a time off or a night off and have some fun. So next up is I'm going to buy a bowling game that looks really fun. And there's a mini golf game that looks really fun. And there are some exercise apps that maybe I'll get into. But more importantly, apparently I'm a dork. Colette says, hey to everyone. Hello, Colette. And I put up a poll here. What am I going to drink tonight? 57 votes in. Grapefruit Radler, 19%. Misfit Mango Passion Fruit, 39%. Hazy Days Juicy IPA, 16%. Barking Squirrel Amber Lager, 26%. That Hazy Days Juicy IPA just does not want to get drank, does it? I think this is the fourth or fifth poll in a row between my two channels where it has not been selected. I might just have to open that one up and dump it down the drain, but let's get this open. I'll end the poll. Thank you everyone for voting. And I already cheated during the countdown. I looked at which one was winning and I ran to the fridge and grabbed it. So we have a purchased earlier today, a beautiful Hop City Misfit Mango Passionate Fruit IPA. The hot weather is here, so it's time for some more fruity beverages, I guess. Mango, passion fruit, citrus, 6.3%, 35 IBUs, whatever the heck that is. They always have a little slogan on here or saying, ride a wave of tropical flavor with Hop City Misfit. A maniacal, did I say that right? It's really hard to read this can. Amount of freshness and passion fruit. Amp up this hazy, juicy East Coast style IPA, Hang 10 Dude. That's what I was trying to read with all the glare from the lights bouncing off of it. So just before you think I don't know what I'm talking about, or I don't know how to read. Of course I don't know what I'm talking about. Have I ever known what I'm talking about? Anyways, I'm going to open this up. Cheers to everyone. Higher the IBU, the more bitter it is. Well, what is 35? Is that good? Cheers. This doesn't. How bitter is 35? I need a benchmark here. IBUs. I'm learning something new. The brew enthusiast. The IBU scale. 5 is very low measured bitterness. Bob at bobdoesn'tLikeemails.com. Let's sign up. 5 stories from the beer industry to start your day. Nothing more. Ooh. So 120 is on the super bitter side. 5 is low, so this one is quite low and it tastes pretty good. Gertej says, "What do you think about the hot weather? We are rocking 21. You know what, Gertej? I went out Friday. I recorded a couple of videos. I recorded a couple of videos yesterday, and one of them I had to record twice. That was the one that went up this morning. 10-10 Blue Jays. Holy shit. They were losing. They were down by 2 before last I checked before the stream. And I did 2 videos yesterday, and I was pretty wiped out. And that was one of the reasons why I didn't stream last night. And I think I just fell into that trap of playing virtual ping pong. I did watch the Ricky Gervais stand-up special. It was kind of a lot like Dave Chappelle's recent one. So if you want to see grown-ass men trying their best to get canceled, I recommend watching it. I actually laughed my ass off, although it was a little bit disappointingly predictable, given that we sort of knew these were going to be his takes. Anyways, yeah, so I went out today and I recorded a video. And I was beat, like just one video, like 7,000 steps was all I had. And I was like dripping in sweat. I was hot, tired. And I finished off at Dundas Square because I went to the Elgin and Winter Garden Theater. And then I just thought, you know, I'm here. I'm going to hop on the streetcar and take this over to Kensington Market. Well, wouldn't you know, no streetcar came after 15 minutes. And there was literally hundreds of people waiting on that stop for the streetcar. So I checked my app and it said there was an accident and streetcars weren't coming. They were being like deferred somewhere. So I thought, okay, I'll get on the subway and I'll take the subway up to Bay Bloor, and then I'll take the subway over to Spadina and take the streetcar down because I want to start at Dundas and Spadina. Well, guess what? I get to Bay Bloor and line 2 goes down, and it didn't just go down. They actually started shuttle buses, and I went outside and there's a big line for shuttle buses, no shuttle buses. So I go back to the subway. I went back south. What I should have done was gone to College Street and just taken the College streetcar over. Instead, I just took it all the way up to St. Patrick, and then at St. Patrick, I got on the streetcar. So this cost me like 45 minutes to an hour, and I was already tired and exhausted. And just to rub salt in the wound, they were running shuttle buses on the TTC today between, well, north of St. Clair to Finch, I think. So, hey, good job, TTC. Way to keep it moving, especially on a very hot, crowded Sunday when people are trying to get around the city as much as possible to take doors open. JK says Vlad Jr. is up. Ooh, and I look over on my big screen and all I have is me sitting there. Not to let me know what happens with the Blue Jay game. Linda Jane Jackson is here. Emma says this is why you need a car. You can't rely on the TTC. You know what's really interesting about that? It's funny you say that. We'll go to our friend Reese's channel, and he just did a video today, although he doesn't organize his page with his most recent stuff at the top like I do. Or this came out yesterday. I live without a car, and I fully agree with almost everything in this video. It's a pretty neat topic, pretty neat video. If you live on a subway line and a city as expensive as this, you don't really need a car. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense for me to ever use a car, especially when there's like, well, at least there used to be ample rental cars available that were affordable. But there we go. You guys got me itching here. I almost want to put the Jays game on. Oh, it's only the 8th inning. Look at that, 10-all. We'll come back and keep an eye on this. Lavelle says people with cars get stuck in traffic all the time. Last time you were in town, you spent 2 hours trying to get on the Gardner, then gave up and went back to the hotel. I think I hear Charlie eating his kibble, by the way. He's stomping around. Yeah, so this was an excellent video. I live without a car, and Not Just Bikes did a very similar theme video called The Gym of Life recently. He also doesn't put his most recent videos at the top, but the Gym of Life, and it just talks about how living in a city that's walkable and has good. Hey, you said Jay's 11:10. You're distracting me here. Anyways, long story short, yes, I'm a big proponent of living in the city. Even the TTC, for all its faults and for as incompetent as it appears to be sometimes, it's really, really good overall. It's easy to sit here and bitch and complain when things don't go your way or when there's shuttle buses, but let's give credit where credit is due. We do have the best transit in North America in the city, and it's getting a lot better. So yeah, car I don't need. JK says sweep. Yes, sweep of not just any team, but a very, very good team. And Lisa says she liked the Gym of Life video. So what did I do today? I went out. Actually, I'll rewind to yesterday. I went to Doors Open, and I went to Lower Bay. But what I did was I went through it before the video. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what the layout would be. I didn't know where I was going. So I started filming a video as if it was going to be the video this morning, with it in the back of my mind that, okay, if I end up lost or doing this all wrong, I'm just going to go back and reshoot it, and at least I'll know what I'm doing. So I was doing that, and I ran into a couple of people on the platform who recognized me. I went down and I ran into Alex Gets Around TO. Then I ran into a few more people, and then I realized this video is not going to be very good. I'm kind of walking through the station in the wrong order. I'm missing a whole bunch of important things. So stop recording, but here's a little clip from it yesterday, from the video that did not make it to the channel. I might upload this to Johnny Stumbles, actually, or maybe make it a Hello. Oh, how's it going? Just making a video.
Right now?
Yeah, you're on it.
Did you go to Lower Bay already?
No, I'm on my way right now.
You're gonna love it.
Point me in the direction.
Where all the other people are talking. Make sure to get these too.
Oh, cool. All right.
I'm good, man.
Nice to meet you. Cheers. Oh, they were friendly. So this is from the video that didn't make it. So I'm still deciding what to do with it. Might just end up deleting it. I don't know. What should I do with it? Don't say members video. It wouldn't be in lieu of a members video. It would just be some bonus content for members to watch. I certainly wouldn't take out a members video and replace it with this. I'm actually trying to go a little higher effort on those. That's why they're going on the Strides channel than the Stumbles channel. Eugene says this is the first time the Jays have scored double-digit runs since opening day. Wow, you would think with all that offense. Mike T says you guys still need masks on transit. Yes, but I would say that ship is starting to sail. Like today might have been 40-50% compliance, whereas like 2 months ago it was like 80-90% compliance. I just think with the hot weather and the more and more people stop wearing them, it kind of snowballs, and we're almost there where I think the people not wearing masks are going to outnumber the people wearing masks. And I've always been following the rules, like whatever the rules are, I do. It's not, I'm just, just trying to be a decent person and not get in anyone's way or anything. But I'm almost at the point now where it's like, what's the point? They don't enforce them. No repercussions for not wearing them. There's so few people wearing them that it's like, I don't really think there's any benefit. Plus, you could get into an elevator. You don't need it. Standing around a bunch of people with no real, other than the old capacity, you can get into a shopping mall, supermarket. It's not required anywhere. Like, is this really making a difference? Especially since only half the people are wearing them. So, I don't know. I don't want to stir controversy, but I think it's time for the government to weigh in and give us a new directive, or at least enforce the friggin' things that you do have in place. Because rules without enforcement, pretty pointless. If you give people an inch, they'll take a mile, right? So that's just the way it is. So I'm not for, I'm not against. I'm right now on team compliance, and obviously if I went to like a medical clinic or hospital or old age home, 100% I'd wear one. But transit, I don't know, that it's getting harder and harder to justify wearing it when absolutely nobody is enforcing it. So that's just my take on that. But I still am for now. I imagine once we get these 30-degree days and it's hot and sticky, we're going to see very little people wearing them. And it's really, I'm not going to complain one way or the other what people do, but that's just my take. Anyways, that was yesterday. And then today I went out and I did some more doors open action. I did 2 videos. I did this one. Let's see if I can find it. Is this the good part? Look how gorgeous this theater is. Really cool looking. So this is actually a double-decker theater. It's the only one in the world of its kind that still operates. There was less than 12 built in total. It's the Elgin and Winter Garden, and this is the Winter Garden. So this is the 2nd floor. And they've literally decorated it to be like a garden. And I think I saw Lizzo C, a Toronto-based YouTuber, in here while I was recording this. So this is the 2nd floor. And I even rode an old-timey elevator with an elevator operator up to this floor. So that was kind of cool. So this will be in a future video. Maybe I can show some of the theater below it. Let's see here. Oh, there's the old school elevator I got on. So I think I need to go back a file. Yeah, so this is the theater below it. This is the... Is there a better view of it? Maybe up here. So this is the Elgin. This is the theater that you're more likely to see a production in. Neither one is used that much. I think there's a lot of corporate events and private functions and that type of thing. Because I looked at the event calendar for the Elgin and Winter Garden Theater, and there's not a whole lot. There's like a random stand-up comedy show in like a month from now. I guess if you're somebody. But I would absolutely love to see an event here. In 2004, this is where Conan O'Brien hosted his Toronto shows. So interesting little tidbit. But yeah, these are gorgeous, gorgeous theaters. And I would say of all the doors open Toronto, this, if someone said, what's the one thing that you absolutely cannot miss? I think it would be these theaters because they're gorgeous. And you get 2 for the price of 1 in one building. So yeah, this would be my recommendation. But before this, I went into a place I am seldom seen. This is St. Andrew's Church. So the idea was to go St. Andrew's Church, City Hall, Elgin, and Winter Garden to cover those 3. I couldn't do Tiff Bell Lightbox because they didn't allow filming. I couldn't do the Campbell House Museum because they didn't allow filming. In terms of buildings in that area, there's a whole lot of buildings I couldn't do. Where's St. Andrew's? St. Andrew's Station, right across the street from Roy Thompson Hall. Probably the 2nd most prominent church in the city, I would think. It does have a subway station named after it. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous building. Super friendly people there. So yeah, that's what I was up to today. So after this, I then had my subway adventure going over to Kensington. But I was thinking of City Hall. I don't think this quite captures it. What you can't see here is right against the wall here is an enormous lineup that wraps all the way around the building to get into City Hall. So I noped. I was going to include this in my video and on my tour, but when I saw that massive lineup, I decided not to. Yahia says my audio is not synced. The audio is synced. Yahia, what are you talking about? All right, I'm just going to ignore that comment. anyways, yeah, so that was my day in a nutshell. Oh, and yesterday as well, when I ran into, if you check my Instagram and my Instagram stories, I ran into some more people. Actually, I then ran into a guy. I don't want to say in his girlfriend. I ran into a guy and a girl yesterday who I ran into today as well. I ran into them twice, so that was kind of cool. But yeah, I ran into this guy. He put this on Instagram stories, so that was neat. I think that's like the second or third person to do that and give me some free content. So thank you, stranger. Alex gets around. Yeah, Alex was also recording. Did you post your videos yet, Alex? Where are we here? Oh, you did. Abandoned Toronto subway station opened to the public. Plus special guest Johnny Strides. Hey, Alex, can we watch the part where... Do I have your permission? Simple yes or no. If not, it's cool. But I'd be curious to see that. Eugenate says he's got to snipe me the next time I walk in the annex. Hey, a quick friendly hello is always welcome. Alex says, yes, you can play that part. Okay, let's see if I can find it. Can I find it? I probably look like a dork.
Directly between Danforth and downtown, but so I'm in line here to check out the.
I think it was right around here, right? Wasn't it right around this table?
Very cool Lego display here.
I think this is where I saw you the second time.
Look, there's a Toronto Rocket with a Tim Hortons thing on it. Nice.
That's cool. They had a lot of really neat, thoughtful stuff. I would say the Elgin and Winter Garden was my favorite doors open, but this was number 2, just because there's just so much here to see. It was pretty neat. Alex says it was right here.
That looks very nice.
I think it's a little ahead of this.
Modify for the enthusiasts, so I just want to get pictures of it and.
Oh.
It's a really cool display set. Yes.
Well.
Oh, and I just did this in the back. And then.
Oh, there I am.
And that's what sounded the trains upstairs.
I skipped it. TD Center is historic.
Strides, we meet again. Good. It's Alex gets around to you.
Did you see my backpack strap is all twisted?
We met a week ago, and here I am again.
I just did this in the back in the opposite order. I came up the wrong side.
Oh wow. I was thinking we're gonna be here today, and like, oh, there you are. It's a really cool display set. Yes. I know, but I'm a huge transit enthusiast, so I just want to get pictures of it, and I'm gonna go check out the driver's cab as well.
Oh, where do we check that out?
Over there, but
Oop,
but you can
that's
also
the wrong
go
camera.
To the train.
We can go right in the driver's cab?
Yeah, but there's a lineup.
Well, thanks
Wow,
for
how's your day
letting
so
me play
far?
this, Alex. So that was fun. That was what, the 3rd time we've met?
Hey, say hi to
I
Charlie.
met you at Scarborough Town Center,
Time we met. In less than 7 days.
and then at Dundas Square the week earlier at Ribfest, and then here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back around and inside, but
So yeah, Doors Open TL was actually started by the City of Toronto. We were the first, or at least in North America. There's been several copycats since. It's
oh
a
crap.
fantastic program. We have not had it for 2 years.
Yeah,
And I've never actually recorded it for this channel. It's sort of one of those
yeah.
big events we have that
Possible? Yeah.
has people running all over the city to see cool shit they can't really see other times a year. Another one like that, I think.
Found
Whoop,
Johnny Strides on camera. He found me first. And this is literally the second time in 1 month I ran into him. Very well-known YouTuber. YouTuber, and I knew he was going to be here today. He recognized me. He saw my hat and then my face. Wow. Anyway, we're here in the 70s.
Well, Alex, good job. Thanks for, let's give you the like. And this is my not real Johnny Strides account because you can see that logo is not my real, genuine logo. But I'll give you the sub on this account. Rick Friday says, can you please walk on stage during the Harry Potter show and film all the magic parts? I'm going to pass on that. Sorry, the Harry Potter show, is that playing at the Royal Alex next month? There was some other show at the Royal Alex playing today that a lot of people were lined up for. Novell says there's a version of Doors Open Halifax. I wish that Osgood Hall was open. I've always been curious about that. I've never actually been in the Campbell Museum. That wasn't open. The Gardner Museum wasn't open. The TD Center wasn't open. Like Lisa said, not every building does it every year. I would have liked to have seen some more skyscrapers and stuff, just because I think people can really geek out on that sort of thing. Maybe they don't want to cram elevators. St. Lawrence Hall, I went to St. Lawrence Market Gallery. I went to Toronto in Canada's first post office. St. James Cathedral I went to. That is absolutely stunning, like jaw-droppingly so. I wanted to go to the Little Trinity Church, which is the oldest still standing church in Toronto. There was churches built before it, but a lot of them burnt down. Trinity is still standing, but they had a no filming policy. Like everywhere I looked that I really wanted to go, like the RC Harris water treatment plant had a no filming policy, or if there was 3 places, 1 or 2 of them had a no filming policy. So it didn't make sense for me to go really far just to go to like 1 or 2 places. Yes, I've been to Canada Life inside, Lisa. That one is stunning, but I don't think they were doing it this year. But yeah, I really wanted to go to Osgood Hall. I thought that would have been cool, but would have been neat if BMO first Canadian place was doing it. It'd be like going back to work. But anyways, yeah, in a nutshell, that's what I was doing all weekend. But if I pull this up here, this is just my working folder. I've got Pedestrian Sundays in Kensington Market. I've got Doors Open, St. Andrew and the Elgin Theater. I have Doors Open St. Lawrence. I have Bay Street all the way north up to the Gumball 3000 rally. And I have a Pickering Go Station video. So I've got a whole lot of content here in the pipeline. So I'm thinking I might just give myself a day or 2 off to do nothing because we're in good shape. And I totally forgot that May had 31 days. I thought tomorrow was the last day of May. So I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but anyways, there we go. We're all caught up. Nothing to F out of the next few days. Maybe. Might be a lot of ping pong and virtual golf. Replication says Pickering tired you out. You know, I don't think so. I think it's just the weather. This, like today, just, I don't know. I'm just not used to it. We'll get used to it. Badul Gangaji says, hi, Johnny. Hello. Sorry. The text is a little small. My Korean reading is absolutely terrible, but hello. Yeah. It's always, I thought it was as good as it's ever been this year. It's always like sort of a rotating cast of buildings. It just sucks that we didn't have it the last 2 years, but it was cool that that Pedestrian Sundays returned to Kensington Market, because that was something we really were missing over the pandemic. Alex says, since we posted our respective videos, you've gotten a huge amount of subs. Congrats. Let those subbies roll in. Good job on that. Speaking of which, did anyone else do Doors Open Toronto 2022? I imagine there'll still be some more videos to come because, hey, look, Alex is in the autoplay here. So I've got my Doors Open Lower Bay Station to the ROM. Doors open Toronto. City of Toronto culture. The official. That shouldn't count. City news. No, any like YouTubers. Heritage Toronto. Hidden design at TD Center. TD Center didn't participate in Doors Open. This looks like Chinese characters. Lower Bay Station. Killer Fillers. Food, travel, and adventure. I'm going to go peep on this channel. Doors Open Toronto. This guy went to the R.C. Harris treatment plant, it looks like. But you could not film inside, at least not with permission. Is that it? Is that all we had today? TVTU special, TTC 2022 Doors Open event. The Voltron. There are so many channels based on Toronto. Lower Bay tour. MTF special Doors Open at TTC Bay. Surprise ending. Surprise ending. I gotta see the surprise ending. Open door Toronto around 2010. What? This video was posted 5 hours ago, and it says around 2010. Oh, it must have been just a really old video he recently updated or uploaded. Yeah, that's the old subway map. That's cool. That's a really old video. New bike day, Toronto Trek. I've never seen that channel before. Dimitri, Doors Open 2022. Did this guy go in the R.C. Harris water treatment plant and record? He did. It said no filming allowed inside, so I didn't.
Первой помощи, если что-то попало в глаза, душек и...
The Voltron TTC universe. Ooh, we gotta do something about that text. I can't even read that. There's zero contrast going on there. Joe C. Toronto Doors Open tour. So yeah, I think Lower Bay was super, super duper important. Mr. Transit fan? Oh, I like that. Point of view walk. Finch Station to Union Station in 4K 60. How do you go from Finch to Union Station in 36 minutes? Yeah, he set it to music. Oh. Is this a walk when you're riding the subway? I don't mean to and does this guy, like, that's awkward. Like, I do not just point the camera at someone and leave them on the screen for a prolonged period of time, unless that was someone I knew. That's kind of awkward. This is not a walk. Take the word walk out. This is more like awkward angle sitting on the train. But what's funny is I was watching a video actually today when I got home. I ordered some dinner. I ordered a karaage. Sorry, I am just completely done. And I was watching a video on this channel, Nick Johnson. I just really like watching this guy's stuff, and it was called I Drove into New York City. And guess who popped up? I had no
Before
idea.
I get started, I do consulting on where you
was
can
happening.
move. I'll work with
But
you.
I was just watching, and out of nowhere,
there's more information.
like completely out of nowhere,
full-time job.
this happens.
Then your benefits go down, and so now you're still both making almost the same amount of money. That, to me, I don't know any other way around it though. You can't keep giving people benefits if they're making more
Who's
money.
that? Do you guys recognize that guy?
Yeah, that is a terrible situation because you're not you're right. You're disincentivized to move on up in the world because you're going to basically be right where you were if you're not. So you could work part-time and make same amount as you would if you worked full-time.
Yeah, and that's kind of like a strange, like, issue to solve.
so
I
if
mean,
you're
in one way, you do want to help
an
these people
Action
who
Kid fan, I know a lot of you are.
can't really earn the high
You can see
incomes,
him
but then
appear
when they do, it's like we're
in a
punishing
Nick
them.
Johnson
So
video, which I was just watching on my
maybe
own.
like a compromise would be like
I had no
they'll
idea
be able to still
AK
get
was
the
going to be
social
on this video,
services for
so I was like
a few
shocked
months,
when
and
this
then
popped up.
if they successful, then they'll start
But
weighing
yeah,
them
they're
off.
talking.
Maybe
He
that's
went
something
to
that can be done. I don't know.
the so-called most dangerous neighborhood in New York, and he often has people with like some sort of local expertise on. Did they confer the shirt selection? I don't know about that, but yeah, I thought that was kind of neat and kind of just completely out of nowhere. Where's the part where he first comes on? I don't know. Oh, he was on there for quite a while.
Okay, YouTube. So joining me, we have a special guest. It's Action Kid from YouTube. I'm sure you've seen his videos. What's going on, Kenneth?
I'm pretty good, man.
I had stumbled across your video
the
when
gist
you
of this
went into
was this area
Brownsville and you
really
kind of walked
isn't that
around and
bad.
you were showing people.
Like, it's a pretty good close-knit community, and that was at least my takeaway. All right, I think I'm gonna have to get this dog a cookie. Just give me 1 sec, guys. Charlie, what are you doing? Charlie. So I heard Charlie snooping around, and I realized it's been a while since I've given him a treat. So let's see here. That's gonna make my my green screen turn to shit, but that's okay. Look who it is. Sad, very sad news. This might very well be Charlie's last ever appearance on one of these streams, because apparently his home is almost ready. Charlie, sit. Give me paw. Give me other paw. And what's next to Charlie? It's the Oculus Quest 2, my new baby. And we've got this fabulous milk bone. I'm gonna break it in two. What's that on your ear? What's that hanging on your ear, man? Anyways, he's probably gonna hang out beside me for a while. And there we go. The obligatory Emma says we need another Strides apartment tour. You know what? Once Charlie leaves and I take like a steamer or rug shampooer to this disgusting carpet, I'll update that video and I'll do another apartment tour. That seems like something that's long overdue for this channel. Charlie, do you want another cookie? He's just slobbering it all over. Alexa, turn on the light. Wait, is that a YouTube interview and he just said Action Kid from YouTube? Oh, my thing is a little slow. Let me restart it. That's not what I need. Anyways, I just lost the ability to do something. Okay, Charlie, say goodbye. Say bye. Goodbye. Alexa, the submissive housewife. Gertej says, how often do you clean the apartment? It's been vacuumed quite frequently, but this guy has this ability to pick up everything he steps on. So even though when we come in from the walk and I give him a thorough wipe down on his paws. It doesn't take very long for my carpet to just be full of organic matter and dirt because he's a dirty dog. Where's Charlie going? Charlie is going back home. He's currently enjoying a head rub. In New York, we have to have 80% of the floor covered by rugs. Is that a law? That's a weird law. His home is almost ready. Charlie is not my dog. Charlie belongs to a couple of people who are having their house renovated, and they're both kind of staying with their parents and stuff. And Charlie can't go with them, so that is why I have Charlie. And that is also why I occasionally get to check out a fancy hotel, because every once in a while they get sick of staying with their parents and put themselves up in a nice hotel in the city. So that kind of explains this whole situation. It's very temporary. It's also kind of put my travel plans on hold a little bit, but I don't mind. Aww. William says, how are you feeling today? I'm feeling well. How are you feeling, William? How did the Blue Jays do? How did the Blue Jays do? Top of the ninth, 11-10. It is not over. That is a lot of scoring. So what's going on in Toronto? Jeanette is going to miss Charlie. Well, how do you think I feel, Jeanette? What is going on in Toronto? Yesterday, this is absolutely nuts. Somebody sent this to me. Yesterday, I walked from East Gwillimbury to Queens Quay up Yonge Street. I think he meant to say down Yonge Street because you're going south. The end of Yonge Street. How long will it take to get to Lakeshore? Complete. And then we have, so that burnt 3372 calories. So that's like what, 2 whole pounds? Can we see how many steps that is? See full image. 73,000 steps and a distance of 60 kilometers. So if you're wondering what's up there, Yonge Street, East Gwillimbury. So this is like the northern end of Yonge Street. So I guess that first picture is him standing here. So he probably had someone drop him off. I'm guessing this is where that picture is. Yeah, dead end. And then he just walked from here all the way to here. His actual walk was even longer than this. So it says about 6 hours and 55 minutes, 25 minutes if you walk on Yonge Street. But he actually started a little bit north of there. He started actually a lot more north of there because this is all Yonge Street. I don't know. But anyways, he started at the north end, walked all the way down. Most of us would say down Yonge Street since it is both heading south and going downhill, but still, wow. My whole life I've understood it. It's down to the lake and going up Yonge was north. I can't live in an upside down world. True, but Yonge Street isn't actually north-south, right? It's kind of, whoops, I just closed that. It's on it. Our grid is angular. But holy shit. Krebsis 92 is this guy. Why did you decide to do it? Honestly, just a weird goal. Here's the thing. I couldn't do that. There's no chance I could do that in one shot without getting like some kind of crazy blister or like part of my shoe rubbing my foot, or like I think I could confidently say I could do 40,000 steps in one go without issue, but holy shit, 73,000 in just like one shot? Man, that is ridiculously impressive. So congrats to this guy. I hope he doesn't grab a camera and start walking around talking, because I could be in real trouble here. But super duper impressive. This looks like an ad. A herd of hotties unleashes their inner animals in a new dating competition. Forbidden from speaking, they engage in animalistic mating rituals to see if nature takes its course. Stream Love in the Jungle only on Discovery Plus. Novell says, it's what, 35 cam? No, I think that map where I started, it's actually much more north of that. Lisa says she walked for 4 hours yesterday and another hour today, plus biking, and you've been rolling a ball under your feet. I have done 24,000 steps today, and yesterday I think I did 28,000. And my feet are a little bit aching. If I do anything tomorrow, it's probably going to be on the bike or scooter. Inside the RC Harris Water Treatment Plant, loud, doors open, 22. Again, it said filming inside, not allowed. I guess if you just pull your camera out and make it look like you're taking a picture, that's okay. That is something I wish I did. Pedestrian Sundays are back in Kensington Market. Yes. What did I order for dinner? I had a donburi. It's like a rice bowl with chicken on it. Spadina Museum door open. That looks cool. And I think if you went there, just south of there, the Toronto Archives was also open for doors open. So that could have been like a neat little 1-2 punch. Apparently, or unfortunately, Casaloma wasn't. Beneath the Millwood overpass. Okay. I've ridden my bike over Millwood many times. Police probe Tony the contractor, Harry the jewelry buyer. Question for guys who grew up in Toronto in the 70s or 80s. What kind of questions would these? What were some of your favorite programs to watch on TV? The Beachcombers? The Smoggies? Polka Dot Door? Today's Special? Degrassi? The Edison Twins? Yes, all of those. The Littlest Hobo? Yes. Okay, it's not such a silly question. Emo's music channel. Now I have 102 subscribers. Thank you. No, thank yourself. Thank yourself. But congrats. John Tory's office. So let's see what I missed. This is where the mayor of Toronto works. Looks very office-y. Found in Rosedale. Oh, this is hilarious, by the way. What was the show with the bears who flew planes with Palmer? I'm not remembering. Found in Rosedale. This street is not public parking. Please remove your truck and do not return to Nantum Avenue. If you do, your truck will be removed by the police. Signed by residents of Nanton Avenue. So if you read the thread, basically this truck was legally parked. And the people are turning into parking NIMBYs. And there's an even funnier one. Where is it? More ridiculous notes and threats about parking on side streets. So this person got one for parking, saying, although the new parking regime allows permit holders to park on any street, we have clearly witnessed abuse of this privilege. If permit holders may park on any street in a given neighborhood, then by parking on any street, how are they abusing something that is within the rules? All right, Kohana, have a good night. In many cases, the residents of other streets have left their vehicle for up to a week or more, or have kept a space on their own street by parking on ours. Residents of our two streets who have lived here for 20 to 30 years have had to sometimes park on Jane Street, where some of the abusers actually live. If somebody is doing something fully within the lines, I know what happened here. The city gives you parking permits, and often those permits are good for a street or an area. So these people have permits that are good for an entire area, like several blocks. So if you have that permit, you can park anywhere within that area without fear of getting ticketed or towed. So people are simply just parking their car in a place that pisses other people off. You know what I would do? I would intentionally go out of my way to park in front of these assholes complaining about it. Your beef is not with the people legally parking on your street. It's with the city, right? And I'm sure the city would just laugh at you. Like, can you take up a cause that matters? Like, why are you so offended by someone parking their car where they're actually designated by the city, allowed to do so? You have been identified as one of the regular vehicles parking in our area. Please attempt to park where you live as much as possible. You have been disrupting permit holders on both our streets for some time now. When you take space on Humberview, residents are forced onto Humber Trail or vice versa, and even to Jane Street when neither has space. It's a domino effect. Maybe they were there because they didn't have space on their street. I know when I had a permit and I parked on Longboat Avenue, often I would try to park on my own street near my house. But when there were no spots, I would have to go to a nearby street. Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. Jay's still up by 1. Thanks for the update, Chris Mills. Then it says there's plenty of space on Jane. Well, Jane is a very busy node, and I think anyone living in a residential area would probably prefer not to park on Jane. And unlike our streets, both sides, if you need to park on our streets from rush hour, please move your car back immediately after rush hour is over. Why should we be inconvenienced? What? I don't know. Sorry if this is too small for you guys to read. What do you mean? Why should you? This person is not breaking the rules in any way, shape, or form. And if they were, they would get ticketed or towed, right? All residents of this street have permits and have had them on average for 15 to 30 years. Boo effing who? If they had them for one day, it's no more or less valid than if you've had it for 15 to 30 years. And in front of our homes, prior to the regime change, there was a 3-house rule, meaning you couldn't park more than 3 houses away from your home. That is not a rule now. It seems like the city wisely changed that rule. You're obviously doing more than that, even though the rule no longer applies. If the rule no longer applies, it is no longer a rule. So it no longer has to be followed or considered. You can't be surprised at our animosity. Yes, we can. When we are forced elsewhere because of your cavalier attitude. If you park here, at least one longtime resident is peeved at you, and often more than one. The city obviously never thought the new regime regimen? Is this the word regimen? Sorry if I was reading that wrong. And has told us we need to have a petition of a minimum of 10 residents of our streets. No problem, as most of us have been inconvenienced. To initiate enforcement, and we are in the process of preparing same. So effing prepare it. And when the rules change, this person will probably change their behavior, or they will be ticketed by parking enforcement. You are not law enforcement. All right. Good evening, Bookish Horse Girl. Sorry, guys. I just think this type of passive-aggressive NIMBYism is so stupid and utterly pointless. Imagine being mad at people. It's one thing if they were parking illegally and the city wasn't ticketing them or towing them, then your beef is still with the city, right? You're going to call the city and say, hey, there's people parking. And trust me, the city is not going to miss an opportunity to ticket people, especially not the parking enforcement. They do a fantastic job. You double park for like 10 seconds, you're getting a ticket. Like they are on the ball, parking enforcement. They're not going to miss this, but this person not doing anything wrong, not getting any tickets. So yeah, your issue is almost never with another citizen. It's like when people take an issue with me for filming in public, or Ken. Ken gets it all the time. I don't know why. Your issue isn't with the guy doing nothing wrong holding the camera. You know, call your MP, call your city councilor. Like, go that route. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, that is annoying. Imagine if people put these efforts into something that's actually useful and not useless. Toronto police looking for a man who allegedly sexually assaulted a woman in Greektown. A woman? Is this correct grammar? This seems like not correct grammar. Hey, if you saw this waste of carbon, please call the police and report them. The incident happened on May 5th. May 5th. Hopefully this person, I don't know why this wasn't in the news sooner. Or what else is going on here? Something someone threw out. Look at that. That's pretty neat. All right, Claudia, have a good night. Thanks for dropping into the Sunday Night Stumbles. That's pretty neat. As I made the text way too big. No. Why does Toronto look like LA? That's true. It did look a little LA. Bike lanes in car-loving Berlin can show what can happen when there's political will, even in Toronto. We need protected bike lanes. Will Highway 413 actually cut 30 minutes from your commute? Of course not. I'm not even going to go into Mr. Ford. My blood will boil too much. Still waiting for the city to remove this tree from... Yeah, the city is overwhelmed with tree removal. We're going to have to give that some time. For public knowledge, e-bikes are not allowed on TTC vehicles. Electronic bikes and motor-assisted bicycles are not to be transported on bike racks and are not allowed on TTC vehicles or property. I understand not allowing them on bike racks, but you see them on subways all the time. Like, they're really not taking up any more space than a regular bike. If a customer attempts to board your vehicle with an e-bike or mount it to the bike rack, please advise them that this is unsafe and contrary to TTC bylaw number 1. This is an absolutely stupid bylaw. I have what you could call a sleeper e-bike that easily could mount where any normal bicycle could. I mean, the tires, the frame, everything, even the weight, it's super light for what it is. So maybe just specify bikes with a certain tire gauge or above a certain weight cannot be used on the bike or brought onto the TTC. But just to say e-bikes is completely stupid and tone deaf. Change your rules, man. Update it. It's about time. Although, fortunately, that's something that they don't actually enforce. Toronto night skyline from above. This could be cool. There's the Rogers Center. So this looks like... Who is bugging me? This looks like a western-facing view. Oh, Corey May is live in 30. Just another YouTuber I watch. Vivian says maybe it has to do with the battery. Yeah, but I don't see. I think maybe it's just because they're bigger and heavier. I don't know. Jeanette, for tomorrow morning's coffee, have a great night, Johnny, Charlie, and friends. Thank you, Jeanette. One sec, guys. One sec.
For tomorrow morning's coffee, have a great night, Johnny, Charlie, and friends. Smiling face with hearts.
Sorry, guys. I was just wondering what Charlie got up to. Anyways, he was making a whole bunch of noise. Jeanette, thank you for the $10 for tomorrow morning's coffee. Have a great night. Johnny, Charlie, and friends. Have a great night, Jeanette, and thanks for dropping in. Lost dog. Is there a picture? Today, me and my partner were walking our dogs around the Bloor Islington region and were approached by our neighbor who had lost his 1-year-old. Oh, that's sad. Female husky. If anyone has seen her, she is friendly and chipped. Please contact the Human Society. I think they meant Humane Society, but Maybe we ought to have a human society. That's very sad. I hope they got their puppers back. The structure of the clouds shot on iPhone 13 Pro mode. That's pretty neat. That's CIBC Square. Alex says the dog sounds cute. Yeah, I think it was a husky, right? Victoria Day fireworks over the Ludi lifeguard station. So this must have been from down by the beaches. I missed that. I was thinking about going there and recording it, but I ended up not. Endless Dweller says, what happens if an electric car gets into an accident if an e-bike battery? Yeah, I don't think e-bikes have any type of track record of like catching fire because of the batteries with any type of regularity. Throwback Friday, who misses shopping malls that had these floor tiles? Ugh. Pretty much every like small low-end shopping mall to ever exist. Toronto cop charged with assault following SIU investigation into February arrest. Well, if a cop got charged by their own police, it must have been very egregious. Toronto Pearson to test airport's emergency response today with mock protest involving about 300 volunteers. I think this is a bit rich. Hello, Mark Lang. We have probably now the worst airport on planet Earth, or major international airport, thanks to a trio of factors. There's not enough gates for some reason. There's not enough staff, and there's outdated protocols regarding COVID. We're still randomly screening and testing people instead of just processing passengers, leading to like 4-hour delays, which is ridiculous. And what are they doing? They're preparing against mock
End
protests?
of the week / month treat.
I don't know.
Just because.
Vivian Johnson says end of the week month treat just because. Vivian Johnson, thank you so much for the $13.99. Maybe I've been craving Neapolitan ice cream. I think I'm going to go out and buy myself a big tub of Neapolitan ice cream. Thank you, Vivian, for the $13.99, and we'll get Charlie a little treat to go with it. Sanjay in Kingston, $1.49. Thank you, Sanjay in Kingston, for your super sticker. Thank you, Vivian. Thank you, Sanjay. And thank you, Jeanette, before that. Charlie, stop crying. Lisa's thrilled not to be flying out of Pearson this summer. Yeah, Pearson is an absolute gong show. And I don't know. They have diverted so many resources that are needed to process passengers to randomly screening people for COVID. It's nuts. It's nuts. Get with the program. Come on, feds. Toronto Pearson T1 drop off to gate 15 minutes. I bet you were not on flying internationally. I know Pearson has been getting a lot of heat in the press lately, but I wanted to provide my experience. I know it's a Saturday afternoon of a long weekend, so not peak. Oh, no lineup for seeing the crazy stories. I decided to come 4 hours early because of the earliest you can check in a bag. From drop-off, there was no lineup. And security after that, no lineup for U.S. Customs. Oh. Now, let's see your story when you return, because it's my understanding most of the horror stories are people on their way back when they can't get processed through customs. And when they're held up on their plane for 3-4 hours just sitting on the tarmac because we don't know how to manage airports anymore. We're absolutely not going to stick to the speed limit. Gumball Rally gets ready to peel out of Toronto after showing off cars. I did not get this recorded yesterday. I didn't know what time. I went to like their website and it was like between 11 and 3, they're going to like have this parade that goes down to Dundas Square. And I was like, what? So when I got to Lower Bay in the middle of the afternoon, like the cars had already left. Like, was I supposed to go at 11 and just stand there waiting for this parade to start? So there will be no supercar gumball video. North GTA getting pummeled. Pattern of emerging of Ontario PC candidates not showing up to local debates. Well, you can't shoot yourself in the foot if you don't show up to a debate, and they've got it won anyways, so can't say I blame them. Hey, this video by Reese made it here. I live in North America. No, I don't have a car. 12 years in Toronto, own 2 bikes, 1 bike share membership, no cars. That just about sums it all up. Sanjay, there's an important announcement. What is it? Okay, I think we're now gone into older messages. We'll close off Reddit. So here's some good news. We talked about this earlier, and I think it was Ryan Rides and a few people in the Leslieville neighborhood were really, really sad to see this place go. Whenever I walked through there streaming in this neighborhood, people always pointed out there's the best fish and chips in Toronto, and this store recently shut down, but the new owners of the building have decided to bring the joint back. So fish and chip joint that closed after 90 years in Toronto is reopening. So hopefully they've kept the kitchen staff and the menu pretty much intact. I don't think I've ever actually tried it though, but I think that's pretty cool. Trending post, Doug Ford stopped by a pub and people now don't want to go there anymore. Oh. Toronto woman describes nightmare experience landing at Pearson. Is this just summarizing everything we read on Reddit? Here's where you can still find a home for sale in Ontario for less than $200K. I'm guessing not within 2 hours of a GO train. Woman tries to make nice with neighbor who reported her to Toronto inspectors. New food hall in Toronto has Texas. Where's this new food hall? I know there's a new Asian street food inspired venue in the Annex I'm dying to check out. This breathtaking $4 million Toronto penthouse comes with a massive rooftop patio. Good job, BlogTO. I actually feel like clicking all your stuff. It's going to feel like 36 this week in Toronto. Look at this. Tomorrow, 30 feels like 35. Tuesday, 32 feels like 37. Wednesday, that thunderstorm is probably going to be needed by then. It'll probably be quite refreshing. Thursday, mix of sun and clouds. Friday, chance of shower, 22. So the coldest days of the week are basically what today was. And today was hot AF. I was sweating pretty good. I almost said my balls off, but I guess I just did. Chris Mills says, feels like, yeah, it's like the real feel, or like the humidex kind of. The humidity tends to amplify the feeling. So if you're in like 30 in a dry, arid place like the desert, doesn't feel as hot as 30 in like a very humid place like here. If I'm understanding this right, maybe I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Doug Ford stopped by a pub. Which pub is this? Doug Ford has once again tweeted about stopping by yet another local pub and restaurant. And as usual, people are saying they now don't want to support a place that would have him as a guest. I'm not a fan of this man either, but I wouldn't stick it to a business because he walked in the door and they served him. What the hell is that? Everyone has a right to be served. This time it was Southcote 53 Tap and Grill, a casual grill located in Ancaster. Thanks to... Not only are people saying this is one business they'll no longer support, they're also pointing out the hypocrisy of Ford saying he'll always support family-owned businesses. Well, Amazon is owned by the Bezos family, right? Loblaws is owned by the Weston family. He was definitely supporting family-owned businesses during the pandemic, just not one's worth less than $100 million. Fact check. Big box stores remained open. Smaller businesses were forced closed. And there was no type of proportionate revenue sharing. It was also disproportionately tilted against Toronto-based stores or GTA stores because they had a lot higher carrying costs. Yet they all received the same kind of support levels. Real fair on that one. Others are saying that there are more important things than these regular pub photo ops. Every politician does that shit, though. We've had no hydro for 4 days and had to throw out our food while we were starving as well as not being able to find gas. But glad to hear while ignoring us, your tummy is full. He's the premier. He's not the hydro company. I don't know. Should he lay low until that's fixed? Of course, it's not the only concerning thing in the news cycle. People want to see Ford's address instead of tweeting about local restaurants. I mean, I don't know. I hate Doug Ford with a passion, but I think this article is a whole lot of nothing. Just my opinion. Toronto woman describes nightmare experience landing at Pearson Airport. With spring travel season back in full swing, Toronto Pearson Airport continues to experience massive delays and extended wait times. Katie's plane landed from Ireland on Tuesday at 4:40, and she said passengers were kept on the plane for an hour and 15 minutes after landing. Sadly, that is common these days. She said multiple flights from Europe had landed at the same time, which created a backlog at customs. There wasn't really a backlog. They're just holding you on the plane, so not everyone has to line up in the customs area at once. Once you get down there, it's pretty clear. After finally getting off the plane, Katie joined hundreds of other passengers in the customs area. This is what customs line at Toronto Pearson looked like. Ooh, let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. That looks just like every other day whenever I've landed at Pearson. I don't know. Yeah, she had a bad experience, but that's par for the course. Here's where you can still find a home for sale in Ontario for less than $200K. Definitely not that street. Kawartha Lakes, $749. That's not less than $200K. Oh, top 50 large Canadian cities by share of listings under $200K. Kelowna, Surrey, Hamilton, the Hammer, Ottawa, Richmond Hill, Markham, Caledon. Where? How far is that? 128 kilometers, 26-hour walk by Kingston Road. So that is way, way north up there. It's doable in a day if you walk a little fast. Should I go there? They might actually approve me if I try to buy one of those $200,000 homes. I guess my walking videos will kind of suffer. Ossington Canteen is a fusion of 4 local food businesses which sell pies, pasta, plus an assortment of tacos. This breathtaking this is the one I wanted to see. This breathtaking $4 million Toronto penthouse comes with a massive rooftop patio. Where? 1 Columbus Avenue. I'm failing this geography test. Oh, we're in Roncy. So one of these buildings, Columbus. So it's this building. This building has a $4 million penthouse? Original building was built in 1902. Look at that. That looks like the HQ of like a tech company. Why is the patio furniture so basic? It doesn't look very homely. It looks more like a place where you'd just be hosting party after party. And while one could argue that any unit in this building is great, this penthouse is a step above the rest. That is pretty ballin'. Their TV is not at a stupid height. Kind of reasonable. Little fake fireplace. Random chair in the corner. I like the staircase. Eunice says that's so baller. It's pretty neat. Yeah, I think the furnishings on the rooftop patio could use a few tweaks. Look at that bathroom. You could have 3 people in this bathroom. One person could be showering, the other could be in the tub, and the other could be dropping a deuce, all in the same room. Ooh. What I would do is I would configure my bathroom. So this vantage point here is sitting on the tub. And then if you leave the door open, you could just see the TV straight ahead. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. Hey, it's my place. I like to leave the door open when I do my business. That big tubside window is perfect for the exhibitionist in the family. Perfect for me, I guess. Harjot says, how is Charlie doing, Johnny? I hear him moving around. I think he's hankering for his 9 p.m. walk, which means we've got 13 minutes left on the stream. I'm going to do something I haven't done in a while. Joe's Crayons is here. I'm going to whip through some comments. And let's see how many we can get through if I can finish this off. Johnny T002. This is my video on doors open. Maybe I can stretch this a little bit. For a station that closed in 66, it's in much better shape and cleaner than most stations in NYC. That's very true. New York City, your stations were not that clean. Ali BHG says, no games. Yes, I'll probably do a dedicated game stream later this week. Maya White, I really appreciate how down to earth you are. It really shows in how you carry yourself out in the city. LOL. Your channel also really helps me when my health gets the best of me and I'm unable to get out on my own. I'll just give you a hearty thank you. Thank you for your comments. Dawn, this is the waterfront to Dundas Square storm. Haven't been to downtown TO since 2011. So much has changed. Reminds me of Manhattan now, which I visited in 2012, but without the dirt and grime. Awesome video. I enjoy seeing Toronto. It's amazing culture and diverse art and style. God bless and stay safe out there. Thank you. Benjenium. Oh, this is when I fell down and almost cracked my head open. I missed this somehow. Was a shock when you wiped out, even though I knew the video, what the video was going to be okay. Thank you. This is from today's video. Fun fact, a scene from the movie Suicide Squad was filmed here at this very entrance. Neat. Didn't I mention Suicide Squad was part of it was filmed there? The Birch Bark Canoe, Canada's Greyhound, spelt with a K. I don't know if this is... I don't know the tone of this comment, how to interpret it, so we'll just pass. I'd like to give it a heart. I missed the cheap breakfast. Oh, at the Ikea. This Ikea video, you know what? I'm going to get off track there, but how many people, I'm just thinking, Ikea downtown Toronto. How many people did a video on the new downtown Toronto Ikea? Siobhan Salmon did one because this just opened last week, right? And it was kind of a big deal. He got 24,000 views. The Toronto Star got 2.9K views. City News did it 4 days ago. I fell asleep at the wheel. I wish I got mine out 4 days ago. Ikea downtown Toronto open. Min Lee, Randy Eddy, Toronto new Ikea downtown walk. Here's one. A Dawn, here's one. Hey, Ken is here. Look at all these people. BlogTO, Ikea opened an urban format store in downtown Toronto. Hey, there I am. I think I have the second most viewed video. And I just posted, I was late to the party on this. I posted this yesterday. Yesterday. New Ikea urban format. Go, Johnny. Breakfast television. Oh, they did that a year ago when that space was announced. Sadly, we lost a whole bunch of restaurants and bars there. Gee, I wonder why this video has 695,000 views. Is that really necessary to model in some lingerie in your thumbnail for a video about your apartment? And people accuse me of clickbait. I guess it's time to break out the Speedo and do some proper modeling for my next apartment tour. Anyways, that was a little sidetrack there. I was just curious how other YouTubers were handling that. They really just changed the ceiling over the subway trains and over the middle of the walkway. Mostly looks like other subway stations. Is there more on that line too? That's true, Brian. It does look mostly like other subway stations. Emma just saw an altercation on Lakeshore Spadina between two car drivers. This woman been beat up real bad, lots of bruises, fairly large response from TPS. Road rage is never cool. Assaulting another person is super not cool. Eunice. I'm not saying that thumbnail wasn't smart or wasn't clever. There's just a certain element of it that didn't really have anything to do with an apartment tour. That's all I'm saying. Ever since The Matrix and Total Recall were filmed at Lower Bay Station, I keep meaning to visit and never make it. So thanks. I'm pleased you went into the ROM as well. Although I do wish you had shown the amazing ceiling in the lobby. Whoops. FYI, for the non-Toronians, there's a fabulous bar at the top of the Park Hyatt Hotel, which Johnny passed on his way. I'll just give a hearty thanks. Also filmed at Lower Bay Station, Suicide Squad, and 100 other things. Welcome to summer in Canada, says Courtney Young. The only thing I'm curious about was he never mentioned if the Go offered free Wi-Fi. It's been a few years since I've used the service, but I thought they added that. Beginning today, the Ontario government is providing free Wi-Fi for passengers on all Go buses and approximately 50% of the trains. This guy is one of those names who's been, I guess, a smartass in some other comments. So my response is a Google search. Does the GO train offer free Wi-Fi? Rosa says, I've never been to Doors Open Toronto, so this was cool to see. It would have been nice to see what the inside of the trains looked like when it opened in 1966. It would have been cool. Even the older models, someone said, you know, why didn't they just use the older models? But the new models do have the open gangways. So I get why they use the new trains here, so you can just walk through them. I thought I would eventually appear in a Johnny Strides video, and here it is. I'm the gal in a black shirt and green backpack at 9:08. Hey, that was quick. Let's see this. Kramer says dial-up speed. Okay, so I think this is where the tour ends. Alex says, I think it begins right here. 9:08, 9:08, 9:08.
First appeared in 1959.
Wow, she caught herself for like a split second. It's always cool when people spot themselves like that. Harjot says, nice video, Johnny. Hello, Harjot. Transportation land. Man, I arrived around 2:34 p.m. when it was starting to get crowded. Kind of sucks that I could have met you and Alex down there. Pretty cool. Got a bunch of collectible stuff. I also heard you could get free TTC themed masks at the pop shop on the concourse. Alex and JS, please make a fan meetup in the future. I'm thinking, does anyone else have virtual reality? We could do like a hangout and we could all play ping pong together or mini golf. Alex says, I guess we'll see about that. Basically, the city sounds are unnecessary honking, vehicle noises in general, and screaming/crying kids. There's a very random comment. In my opinion, a book every creator in any aesthetics needs to read as a core book is Aristotle's book Poetica, from which only the tragedy chapter survived after Augustine. What? With a H before the W? God, that brings back memories. My parents took my sister... Uh-oh, what did I just do? What did I just do? My parents took my sister and I to the ROM back in 82. I was going through some old boxes in Dad's house a while ago and found a couple of the plastic replica dinosaurs that were purchased at the ROM that day. Dad was going to show off his Toronto subway navigation skills after the tour, but somehow we got lost and had to hoof it down Yonge to the Chelsea. Dad's mood and those little plastic dinosaurs. Talk about a heritage moment for our fam. Thanks, Johnny. Thanks for sharing. It's a neat story. Great ride about a GO train. Thanks. Hey, I didn't even have to type that. 1352. There I am. Alex, there you are. Wish the team on your shirt was still playing. I know, right? Oh, was it a Leaf shirt? Haha, I knew I saw you waiting for the Line 1 shuttle bus and then again at Young Bloor intersection today. Should have followed you to Lower Bay Station as well. Should have followed you. Cold popsicle. Lil Doug Ford is here. Go away, Little Doug Ford. Just kidding. It's the big Doug Ford who would be met with a cold shoulder. Cold popsicle. That is neat. LOL. That's an appropriate response. Glad to visit the station before the 5 p.m. cutoff. Too bad didn't see you there. There's a classic Clayton Crawford comment. He still is the best in the biz at that. Bit of a mouthful to read on these. John Burke, especially since I'm trying to get as many in as I can before 9 p.m. Hello, nice IKEA tour. Thank you. Have a nice day. Thank you. Falcom Scott. Thank you, Falcom Scott. I know these streams don't always align with your timetable over there in the UK. I really enjoyed your videos, Johnny. Dylan, where were you in Pickering? Where were you in Pickering? Jumbo TV, this place is probably making boatloads of money every day. I went there and it's already so packed and people buying stuff left and right. Such a smart decision for them to open in downtown TO. Honestly, as big and dominant as IKEA is, I think they've showed good restraint in not oversaturating the market. Because they could easily have like 2 or 3 of these stores in the city, like in the downtown core, and they would all be like this. So yeah, it's a really, really cool addition to downtown. Brad Palmer says, thanks again, Johnny Stumbles. Have a great Charlie walk. And cheers. Thank you, Brad. We are almost at that time where I have a dog to walk and a beer to finish. But the good news is tomorrow morning's video is already done. Good night, Vivian. Everyone's leaving me before I'm done. Good night, Vivian. I'll be doing a premiere tomorrow at 9 a.m. I want to see CN Tower. Marie Palmer, have a good night. Dream place to settle. I want to see CN Tower. Video starts here, 3:04. No, the video starts at the start of the video. You mean IKEA starts at 3:04. Video starts here at 3:04. Thanks for wasting 3 minutes. The video starts at 0:01. I'm not sure what you're on, but it must be pretty good. I don't know. Is that smart ass enough? Yeah, let's leave the double comment. Let's leave the person looking like a dummy. I do walking videos. I always try to show the general area whenever I do something like this. I think Ken did the same thing too. He started down the street when he went to IKEA. We both just don't start at the door and go through. Toronto always in perpetual state of construction. True. Nice scoot, Johnny. Very quiet and subdued. Enjoyed Cabbagetown. Nostalgic. Love springtime in the city. All the new leaves come out young and fresh. Lots of people still wearing masks outdoors. Impressive and staying safe. Okay. Josh Grant. I think we need more of those bus bike lanes. More of Toronto's GTA suburban arterial roads like those on Eglinton East. I think it'll definitely encourage more people to ride. As I feel cyclists would kind of almost have a wide lane exclusive to themselves to be shared with only buses. They definitely help with busier routes as well. Particularly in the more suburban areas, we need way more cycling infrastructure. Did I spell infrastructure wrong? Oh well. Can I fix it? Infrastructure. Ooh. Thank you, Maroof. And thank you, everyone. It is time to walk the dog. Atrafana says, next time I run into you, I'll give you $10 cash. Completely not necessary. But I appreciate the sentiment. Have a great night, Michelle Briggs. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you to our mods. Sorry if tonight was a little bit more subdued and we got away from the games. We'll get back to. And I still have like a third of my beer left. Colette, you're still here. Have a good night. Epic Nation HD. All right, I'm being showed the door at my own stream. Have a good night, everyone. I'll be back on the premiere tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. I'll probably do like a cycling or scooter stream. I'm just giving my feet a rest for a few days. Either tomorrow or Tuesday, depending on how addicted I am to playing virtual reality ping pong. But I'm going to leave now. So thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Yoink.